Hello, and welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got some news coming out from Israel, and I want to bring you an update regarding what happened yesterday. So, in yesterday's video, I reported that Israel was on fire. It's been burning for the last 2 days now, it seems like. And a lot of this is due to attacks from Hezbollah in the north and in southern Lebanon. So Hezbollah has been attacking Israel for months now, right? But recently, these drone and rocket attacks in northern Israel have sparked fires due to the hotter season over there, and the ground is dry, the brush is dry. So fires broke out, and we've got like wildfires raging throughout the entire northern side of Israel. So many of the residents there have had to start fleeing and heading south, and this is causing greater displacement within the northern Israeli community. And this is a big problem for Israel, and it has been for a long time. And many people have had to flee just at the start of this war, whenever Hezbollah started attacking Israel at the beginning of this whole war in Gaza. So now we're having more people displaced from communities on the northern side of Israel, and this is causing a big problem. And Israel has said many times that they may have to go and attack Hezbollah in order just to return their citizens to the northern side and secure, peace and security for the people there that are currently living there or who have previously fled. So I've got a lot of information to go over here today, as Benjamin Netanyahu is threatening an extremely powerful response to Hezbollah's attacks. So I believe just in the last 24 hours, he visited the northern side of Israel, did like an interview over there, and told all the citizens that they will be responding heavily. We're not sure exactly how they plan to do that, or if this will be like a full-fledged war. That's what I've been talking about as well, that this could turn into an all-out war. And Hezbollah came out yesterday as well and said the same thing. They're ready for all-out war if need be. So I've got lots of stuff to go over here today. We're going to have an article to go over, and then also I have some things on X that I want to share with you. So first, let's talk about this on The Guardian. It says Netanyahu threatens extremely powerful response to Hezbollah attacks. Israeli Prime Minister promises to restore security to the north as strikes near border with Lebanon escalate. So if he's saying that they want to restore security to the north, this most likely tells me that they're probably going to be declaring war on Hezbollah. We'll have to see if they actually do that. But in order for them to secure security restore security, to the north side of Israel, they're going to most likely have to invade Lebanon and push Hezbollah back, because they've talked about that a lot, that they wanted Hezbollah to stay back away from the border. And they're not going to be able to do that without potentially invading inside of Lebanon. So we'll see if they actually do that here very soon. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has threatened an extremely powerful response to attacks by Hezbollah from Lebanon, which have escalated in recent days. A few hours after Netanyahu spoke, drones fired by Hezbollah from Lebanon struck the northern Israeli town of Herfeish in the upper Galilee region, which has largely Druze population, injuring 11 Israelis, one critically. There were several explosions and reports that air raid alarms had not been activated. So I've been hearing a lot about that when it comes to air raid alarms, is that these alarms are not being activated, and they're not sounding. So the people don't even know these attacks are coming in. And I think this could be due to some reports that I heard just a few days ago, probably about 3 to 4 days ago. Hezbollah supposedly attacked a Iron Dome radar unit and supposedly destroyed it. I think they struck it with like a drone or something like that, and destroyed this radar unit that's used for their air defense. So this could possibly be the reason why. Other than that, I'm not sure why these air raid alarms would not be sounding. But like I said, this is a very big problem for the people in the northern side of Israel. They don't have any security over there. They're under constant attack almost every day by rockets and drones, and people are having to flee, like I said. So earlier this week, Hezbollah launched a wave of attacks that set off substantial fires, which were fanned by dry and powerful winds. Television footage from the area of Kiryat Shimona showed firestorms engulfing nearby forests. Emergency services struggled for 2 days to bring the fires under control. The dramatic and widely viewed images underscore the increasingly vocal complaints from community leaders in the area bordering Lebanon, largely evacuated at the beginning of the war with Gaza, that they have been abandoned with little prospect of return. Tens of thousands of people have been displaced from their homes on both sides of the border since October. So I do know I reported this yesterday as well that the citizens there on the northern side of Israel are very upset. They've been voicing their concerns, and they're not happy with the Israeli government and their response to what's happening in Hezbollah, and they want them to go basically attack Hezbollah and put an end to this, so that way they can have their security on the northern side of the country. So that's why I think more than likely what we will see is a potential declaration of war on Hezbollah, so they can finally go after them and potentially try to end these attacks that are happening in the northern side of the country. Anyone who thinks that they can harm us and we will sit on our hands is sorely mistaken, Netanyahu said during a visit on Wednesday to Kiryat Shmona, which has been largely empty since Hezbollah began almost daily firing on Israel on October 8th. We are prepared for a very strong action in the north. In one way or another, we will restore security to the north. Netanyahu was criticized for failing to meet the mayor of Kiryat Shmona, who has accused the government of abandoning of northern communities. On Tuesday, the Israeli War Cabinet had discussed the situation on the Lebanese border amid a flurry of visits by senior officials to the area. The chief of the Israel Defense Forces, Herzi Halevi, said on a visit to the north on Tuesday, "We're approaching a point at which we'll have to make a decision. The IDF is ready for an offensive." So I talked about that yesterday too. Herzi Halevi, the IDF chief, stating that they're ready to launch an attack on Hezbollah. But they're just right now they're still deciding on what they're going to do. Like I said, they spoke last night, the Israeli War Cabinet, and we'll see what their response is going to be probably here in the next few days. EU's diplomatic service issued a statement on Tuesday saying it was increasingly concerned about the ever-growing destruction and the forced displacement of civilians on both sides of the Israeli-Lebanese border, calling on all sides to exercise restraint. It added, "Nobody stands to win from a broader regional conflict. While Hezbollah has indicated it is not seeking an all-out war with Israel, the current position on both sides of the border is becoming untenable." So yeah, this is definitely getting crazy over here. And I'd say right now, based on what I'm seeing, Hezbollah is really just smashing Israel right now. They've had lots of successful attacks on Israeli bases on the northern side, and then obviously these fires being breaking out here. And they've been causing massive destruction to the northern side of Israel. And I'm going to show you some more information here that basically confirms that Hezbollah is they're doing some damage here on the northern side of the country. So let's go ahead and get into this as well. I've got a couple more things here on X to show you, and then we'll go ahead and get you out of here. So this is from Iran Observer. Breaking: Hezbollah drone struck the Israeli army base at Horfish. Some reports suggest upwards of 10 casualties. Hezbollah is dominating the escalation ladder. So yeah, this is apparently some army base at Horfish. I haven't heard of this before, but I've seen this multiple times. There was just another army base on the northern side of Israel just a couple days ago that got hit by drones, and we had dozens of injuries and potential casualties there as well. I think I talked about that a few days ago. And this was just coming out today, actually, just like an hour ago at the time that I record this. So we had a drone attack here, upwards of 10 casualties of Israeli troops, and there's been lots of casualties from Israeli troops all over the country. Even just on the south side, there was an army base on the south side that I heard closer to Gaza that got attacked as well. There was some sort of explosion there, and we had like another 10 casualties, I believe, there as well, or injuries at least. So yeah, Israel is feeling the burn right now when it comes to attacks on their country. So I would expect them to respond heavily here, just like Netanyahu says. Next up here, this from Megatron Ron. Breaking: Israel's called up 50,000 additional reserve troops in preparation for a possible war with Hezbollah, says All Israel News. Israel prepared for very intense action in north, Netanyahu says, after the IDF reserve cap raised to 350,000. Government approves raising maximum number of IDF reservists by 50,000. Israel's prepared to escalate the military action against Hezbollah, Benjamin Netanyahu warned on Wednesday. Netanyahu gave a speech during a tour of the northern border and the large areas burned as a result of Hezbollah attacks these past days. We are prepared for very intense action in the north. One way or another, we will restore security. We said at the start of the war that we would restore security in both the north and the south. This is what we are doing. Today, I am on the northern border with our heroic fighters and commanders, as well as with our firefighters. Amid the rising tension in the north, where Israel faces heavy losses from Hezbollah and the intensifying hostilities in Gaza, the Israeli government approved raising the maximum number of IDF reservists that can be called up from 300,000 to 350,000, Israeli media reported Wednesday. So that's a big sign, okay? If they're raising it 50,000 more with their reservist numbers here, then that proves that more than likely they're expecting major escalation here, most likely planning to go after Hezbollah here very soon. So that's why I wanted to show you this too. This is news that's starting to surface here on X. Multiple people reporting this, that they've their cap raised to 350,000 with an additional 50,000 troops being called up for reservists here very soon. So next up from Iran Observer again, in May, Hezbollah fired 1,000 rockets at the north. In a full-blown war, 3,000 rockets could be fired at Israel from Lebanon every day, says Shin Bet. And Shin Bet, I believe, is some sort of Israeli security agency. And yeah, they're claiming here that right now they're firing 1,000 rockets just in the month of May. And that if this war starts to begin, 3,000 rockets could be fired at Israel from Lebanon every single day. Okay, that's every day compared to 1,000 in an entire month. So we do know that Hezbollah is very capable of doing this. They do have a massive army. They have lots of weaponry that has been given to them from Iran. I also heard that the Biden administration was starting to warn Iran and telling them to stop giving weapons to Hezbollah, and that they may impose sanctions on them, which to me is another sign that potentially Israel could declare war on Hezbollah here, and that's why the U.S. is trying to put pressure on Iran to cut off their supplies to Hezbollah. Okay, so next up here, got two more things to go over. These are going to be a little bit different. It's relating to Israel, but a little bit different from what we're talking about that I wanted to share with you. So from Megatron Ron again, breaking: Israel is once again using convention-banned white phosphorus in South Lebanon, says Human Rights Watch. Israel is using white phosphorus more frequently, and then on densely populated areas where it is full of civilians, according to Human Rights Watch. They say that Israel's recent use of white phosphorus in Lebanon should motivate other countries to take immediate action. So here's a picture right here. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of reports on this as well, that supposedly Israel's using these banned, white phosphorus attacks inside of southern Lebanon. So we'll have to see if that's actually true. There's lots of reports and accusations coming out from this. But like it says here, it's convention banned. They're not supposed to be using it in southern Lebanon at all. And apparently they're using it according to multiple reports. So we'll see if that's true when that starts to come out more. Finally, I want to talk about this from current report. IRGC Commander Salami says Israel must wait for a response to the killing of Iranian military advisor Saeed, I don't know if it's Saeed Abyar, in Syria. So if this matches up to the same report I saw the other day, I believe it does. We had an attack in northern Syria near Aleppo, I believe is what it was, and it targeted an Iranian military advisor, and he was supposedly taken out in this attack. So this is kind of similar to what we heard remember back in, I think it was in March or something like that, a couple months ago, where Israel launched an attack inside of Damascus, Syria, on that Iranian consulate and killed several IRGC commanders there in that building. And then there was that incredible response from Iran soon after that, where they launched like hundreds of drones and missiles towards Israel. I covered all that as well. Well, looks like we're going to be seeing some sort of response again from Iran, considering that they killed another top Iranian military advisor in Syria again, near the Aleppo area. So I'll probably be covering that again here very soon. We'll probably have more information coming out regarding that, but I just wanted to bring you the latest with what's going on with Israel. So their situation is not looking good. It's definitely very tense and a difficult situation for them. And I'm sure they'll continue to come under attack by Hezbollah until this war finally kicks off, which I've been talking about this for months. I've been telling all of you that at some point, this war between Hezbollah and Israel was going to continue and escalate. And that's exactly what we're seeing. So just wanted to share this information with you. Hope you got something out of this. But that's going to be it for this update. If you got something out of this update, please smash that like button. And also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, I hope y'all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.